Hey guys, Jacques in the garden here. I'm over at Kevin's house. I think we're gonna harvest some melons today. It's a pretty exciting day, honestly. So, honestly, whenever—
What are you doing over here?
What?
This
Kevin?
is Melon Madness.
Welcome back to another episode, my friends. Before we begin, I need to become Kevin again, and Jacques needs to become Jacques. And there we go.
That feels a lot better.
All feels right in the world now. All feels right. So today, Melon Madness, we've got the machetes out. You remember the Chetty Boys from the cover crop episode. We're gonna be slicing some melons up. We actually have two, Jacques. We have our honey melon and we have our watermelons. I actually did not know how good the watermelon crop is, so let's step over this aging mint and let's actually just analyze for a little bit. We're in the middle of one of the biggest heat waves that San Diego's seen in a while. So it's a good time to take a look at these melons and see if they're ready, because I'm just a little worried about them.
I'm a little thirsty too.
Honestly, I'm a little thirsty.
Dehydrated.
I'm a little thirsty. So our honey melons are here, guys. I've harvested one of these before, and I think most of these are ready. Number one, because the tendril that's behind here is effectively non-existent at this point. It's supposed to be dry, but it's really just sort of gone. Could be a little bit of the heat there, could not. We're seeing this go a more matte color, not as glossy and shiny. And we're also seeing a bit of a sweet smell to it. Now it's the key, right? And you could also look for what's called a field spot, but as these were growing over the side of this Birdie's tall round bed, it's just unlikely to get a field spot on this one. We might on the watermelon. So
it should also have a nice clean pull on the slip, right?
A nice clean pull on the slip. So let's see if that's the case here.
I guess actually, to be fair, some don't go full slip.
This one did not, but we're gonna find out.
I want to give it a sniff.
Give that a sniff.
It definitely has the aroma.
Yeah, it's there.
It might be there.
Now this is the real joy. Now what we learned is the watermelon bed, Jacques, it really didn't kick itself off until late summer.
Yeah,
late
last
summer.
month maybe.
Once the heat started kicking in, the melon's like, thank you, and it just started ripping. So the crazy part is there's no melons actually up in the bed itself. There's a melon over here, and these ones I want to bring your attention to.
Big one in there.
These are some honkerinos. This one, and then this one here, and there's two more, but these guys are tanks. Like I picked this one up just now, and it's a good 5 pounds or so, something like that.
Nice.
With watermelons, it is a little different, Jacques. Do you want to share?
Yeah, for me, like what I usually look for, first of all, the tendril.
Yeah.
If the tendril isn't brown, just don't even bother checking anything else. My honest opinion on that is that it might finish at the end of this week.
It's a little early.
There's one more thing to look at, is the spoon leaf, which is like a tiny little leaf next to the tendril.
Yeah, right here.
Which is also dry, which is good.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that I'm seeing is, see like how it looks kind of waxy almost, like dusty?
It's got this film to it.
Yeah, usually that comes off like fully when it's done, but also that is more true in places that get like rain, which we don't. So we can also take a look at the so-called field spot. Good.
So that looks really strong. You're looking for sort of a yellowish cream, and that actually looks really strong. The weight is really strong. It feels like there's a lot of moisture and water in here.
And then the sound.
And then the sound. So come on in, let's give it that knock knock.
It sounds pretty good. It should sound kind of hollow.
That sounds pretty hollow.
That sounds pretty good to me. How about the other one?
Dude, that actually sounds really hollow. Give it a knock, give it a knock.
Let me get in there.
Feel that.
Let me get in there for real. It's that. Whew.
That was more of a caress, but you do what you do.
I like to get in close.
In his private time, he does what he does. So over here, this one, the tendril is not dry at all, and the spoon leaf does not exist, but it's also quite large, so.
It sounds like not as hollow as this one.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it's time to get the Chetty.
Is there one more, or
There's one there.
Oh yeah.
See that guy?
That's like a good one.
And there's actually, now that I look at it, there's one way behind over there.
Okay.
So this melon plant has produced 5 melons, and a good tip when you're growing watermelons and melons, especially with larger ones, isolate to even just 1 per vine. With these honey melons, maybe 2 per vine, maybe 3, and you want them even spaced out on the individual vine length itself.
Right, between like nodes.
For example, if this was the vine and you had 3 on the vine and you wanted to keep as many as possible, and 2 were at the end like this and 1 was over here, you'd be removing whatever the weaker one is on this.
Makes sense. Yep.
Okay, so we'll give it a quick Chetty chop.
Clean.
And boy, do we have a treat for you, because the epic sink is now complete. So, Jacques.
Let me get a little weight test on this.
Yeah, it's heavy.
That's a serious melon.
It's heavy.
That's a serious melon.
Yeah.
Doesn't
All
smell
right,
like anything.
let's go back and do some tasting. Alrighty, not only do we have some juicy melons to taste and to enjoy, but the outdoor sink project is finally complete here at the homestead.
It looks really good.
So what we did, for those of you curious, and I can make a whole episode if you're really interested, but we have some front cabinets just to provide a little bit of an aesthetic touch. But I got a big old booze block, which is my favorite style of cutting board. It's a little heavy, but this is an inset booze block. So if I want to, I can be cutting like I'm about to. Ooh, I'm telling you, it actually is quite heavy. But I also have an inset for a drying rack for producing a lot of produce and just like letting it sit out, sun dry, like thinking onions, garlic, stuff like that.
Or like beets, if you get a bunch of beets.
Or beets, yeah, really anything that you need to like dry and wash before you get it inside the kitchen. Okay, should we start with a honey melon?
Sure, never had one of those.
You wanna do the honors with a cut?
A machete or?
I think I'm gonna.
It's a little messy, huh?
You wanna machete it? I just don't wanna mess up the block.
Okay.
I just got the block.
Fair enough.
Okay, here, I'll cut this one.
Let's cut it up. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, that's ready.
I want to take a good
That is
whiff
ready.
of that.
Let's give it that hit. Hold on. Remember, wait, careful. Remember when we did the limes?
I did hit the lime a little
hard. You hit the limes a little hard, okay?
It's musky.
You know what? Tell me if you're smelling this. There's melon and there's ripeness and there's also a little like motor oil scent.
I think I know. I was like, what is that? It might be.
It smells a little like gasoline-ish.
Yeah, I think I get what you're smelling.
You know, there's only one way to find out. Bon appetito. Let's probably just do both the same one here. Well, no, you can have your own. You can have.
Yeah, I can't even get a melon around here.
All right, let's see what happens here.
It's got the juice. It's got the juice for sure.
Oh, it does. It's great.
Yeah, I like melons and cantaloupes, but I never really buy them. I don't know why, but I think the chickens are gonna really like these seeds.
Here's something I learned, Jock.
Yeah.
I don't know where you're at with this as far as your lifestyle, but if you take some fresh vanilla ice cream and you put it in this after you cut it open from the field, I've been told there's nothing better.
I think you might be on something there.
Man, these seeds are hard though. Oh no, that was the real heart of it too. The sugars are there though.
Yeah.
It feels like 80% flavor density of a melon that I would have had it maybe at the store, but it's still great.
I bet you if we picked one from the middle of the bed,
yeah,
it'd be like really
It'd be
sweet.
really good. Okay, well that's that. On we go.
God, that's a beautiful watermelon, first of all.
It's a nice looking melon, isn't it?
It's a really nice looking melon.
Chetty? I missed the middle.
But it sounded good. I heard a natural snap. Ooh. Dude,
Was this a yellow variety?
I guess it is. It looks really good.
Oh, this looks good.
Dude, it looks perfect.
Get on in here.
So like, look at this.
This is what you want to see.
You could see like the graininess. Like, you know it's gonna be crunchy and not like all mushy and
sloppy
weird.
and too wet.
Yeah, like this looks wonderful.
Okay. Well, let's go right into the heart of the beast. Oh, and the spoon feel? New term, spoon feel was good. The resistance was nice.
Oh yeah, she's ready.
Wow, a little big spoon there. I didn't.
Too much juice.
I think that's pretty dang good.
It's pretty dang. I'm dead though.
I've talked to him many times. He's all about growing for flavor, but he eats food in full chunks. I've never seen him chew in my life. He actually just eats
Video evidence right there.
What I've seen him do, guys, for those of you watching, busting a myth, I've seen him take a bite of things like burritos, chocolates. He swallows it whole. It's so weird. It's so weird.
Let's just say I'm chewing on a different frequency. And you're just not there. You're just not there.
I would say this. It's a little juicier, it feels like. Yeah, I mean, look at that. But also, I think if you chill it, you get a little, like the sugar is more pronounced. Maybe not in actuality, but just in the flavor. And maybe that has a difference. But what we have to do is give our chickens a little part of the bounty here. Look at this. Weirdly, I don't know what it is, but worms and chickens, the curcubit family, they go wild for it. Melons, pumpkins, squash, cucumbers.
Yeah,
there's some nutrient in that they just go wild for.
It's like be some craving. They're ready for it.
They're ready. There we go.
So funny how suspicious they are at the start.
New things they just aren't big on. Oh, there's an egg right there.
Oh, wow. Rufio's going in.
There we go. Rufio is the absolute lowest on the pecking order too, so to have her go first, it's really interesting.
Like, how about you try it first?
Why don't you try it? She's like the poison tester of the cabal. If Rufio goes for too long, everyone's like, there must be something here. Like, we can't let the most beta get it. Oh, Gucci. I mean, Chetty. Guys, we renamed. I renamed Silver to Chetty in honor of machete, because Silver was kind of a placeholder name anyways, and Chetty, like the blade of a machete, nice and silver, perfect. All right, get back in there. Well, we'll see how they like that. There's a bunch more melons for us to harvest, and there's a bunch more projects coming on the Homesteading channel, both here and on Instagram. So if you are curious, definitely subscribe. Good luck in the garden, and keep on growing.
Melon madness.